if there is anything to be thankful for, the Atlanta Hawks are definitely thankful for getting an incredible win versus the Cleveland Cavaliers last night in Cleveland, 135 to 124. We also got to talk about another Hawk who had a career night. That makes about 3 or 4 Hawks with career nights all this season, including Zaccharie Risacher. And also, after talking to some guys in the barbershop and talking to a few fans on the street, I have to say, I owe everybody, including the Atlanta Hawks, an incredible apology. An incredible apology. Whatever. I have an apology to issue to everybody. But before I get into all of that, what's going on, everybody? My name is Walter Pollard. This is Atlanta Hawks Digest. And really quickly, I just want to thank everybody for, watching this content. Again, I want to say that 41% of you, of course, aren't subscribers, but that is okay. I don't care. I just want you to view the content. If you like it, if you love it, if you want to send it to someone else, definitely do so. But at the end of the day, if you really like it and you want to keep coming back to it, hit the subscribe button. You'll get all the content, I'm telling you, on the dot. Whenever I upload, you'll get it. So definitely hit the like, share, subscribe button, because we want to push this page as far as possible. But also, too, today, write down in the comments sections, what are you thankful for, man? I am thankful for life, health, and strength. Okay, growing up, my father used to always say what he was thankful for was life, health, and strength. And I didn't understand it, but now I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get what my dad was saying. And yeah, I'm thankful for life, health, and strength. So if you ask me, that's what I'm thankful for. But really what I'm thankful for also is this incredible win by the Atlanta Hawks in Cleveland, beating the Cleveland Cavaliers 135 to 124 on a night where, honestly, not too many people were expecting them to win. You're going up against the NBA's best team with the best record, and of course, you weren't expected to do so with losses to, smaller teams like the Washington Wizards or whatnot. You weren't expected to win. I definitely didn't expect for the Atlanta Hawks to win either. But let's just go ahead and just jump right into it, because we have the game review for the Atlanta Hawks. And again, great win by the Atlanta Hawks in Cleveland. We got to talk about Zaccharie Risacher, 17 points, 2 rebounds. But again, good shooting with Zaccharie Risacher. I know we oftentimes have been looking for, or have been excited to see if he will be a sharp shooter. We saw in France how he was able to shoot the 3-ball very well. You even saw with his time with Wembanyama, Victor Wembanyama on the French national team. You see how he was able to shoot the 3 well. Of course, tonight, the 3 was definitely there for him as well. Jalen Johnson, an incredible night, 22 points. 9 rebounds in total, 7 assists, 1 steal. So definitely a good job with Jalen Johnson. Clint Capela, he picked up more so on the rebounding aspect. Of course, he just had 2 points, but definitely he contributed very well. Dyson Daniels with 12 points as well, 10 rebounds, 1 assist and 2 steals, consistently trying to affect the ball in other ways other than just points. But again, if he makes the points, he makes the points. And we start to see that Dyson Daniels is effective on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. And on any given night, you can see either, his defensive stats go up, or you see his offensive stats go up. Another thing that I was impressed with last night was, again, the bench production. One of the things that I've noticed with a lot of teams, a lot of good teams in the NBA, is the bench production, what they're able to do when your number ones aren't on the floor. When I was talking to a lot of fans, a lot of Hawks fans, they say that the number 2s are doing very well. The number 2s are almost scoring better than the number 1s are. And I don't know if that's something that Quin Snyder is putting together for the team, or if that's something that he has thought up, but definitely a lot of the fans are noticing it. But I see it here. Onyeka Okongwu, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 10 points off the bench. Again, a really good job. And also too, Onyeka Okongwu is doing very well playing behind Clint Capela. Clint Capela really is the good or the better center or the better suited center for the Atlanta Hawks as far as what they're trying to get done defensively. But Onyeka Okongwu definitely is the overall more productive center for the Atlanta Hawks again. And then also too, DeAndre Hunter, is I wouldn't say off and on, but definitely dealing with the knee inflammation and his injury and him coming back. It's definitely good to see him start to get into a rhythm. 26 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. And then on top of that, Bogdan Bogdanović, 17 points. Kobe Buffkin even got in on the action with 9 points. So as you can see, something that, again, I said in my last video, we see it at times. We see it in different spurts where certain players can do well or they actually do, very well in certain stats, or they might have a career game. But again, with all of that, you definitely understand that the Hawks haven't put it together completely. But it definitely brings me to the next point, man. It was a career night for Trae Young, and we gotta give it up for him. Got to give it up for Trae Young because this man, of course, had 20 points, starting, of course. Yeah, 20 points for Trae Young, but 22 assists, 4 rebounds. I mean, this guy was all over the court and definitely having court vision, listening to the post game, definitely from both Cleveland and Atlanta. One of the things that a lot of Trae Young's teammates were saying was to be such a small player, he's definitely doing a very good job of having vision on the court. And then also, too, something that is extremely missed or going under the radar with a lot of different people watching the NBA, even media of some sort, they're not seeing how well Trae Young is doing. Again, he's leading, well, not leading, but he's having a career high with 11 points, 11 assists per game. He's averaging about 11 assists per game. He has pointing out that, again, shooting for him right now isn't going as well as he would like for it to go. But what I've learned in my time with going over the Atlanta Hawks for the time being is that slow starts kind of happen for Trae Young. And we've seen that, of course, even in 2021, that year wasn't necessarily a fast start for him. But as you can see, these guys went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. So that brings me to my final point. Okay, guys? I apologize. Okay, I apologize for my last video, of course, because I was frustrated, and also too because not necessarily for the fact that I thought that the season was over or the Hawks were just going to be trash afterwards. No, I understood what was happening. The Atlanta Hawks were trying to figure things out. They were trying to get into their groove or get into their modes. I totally understand, but for me, when I see something and I know where someone or something has potential, I see the potential in the Hawks, and that was just me venting because I know I've seen better. They've gone into the Boston Garden and beaten the Boston Celtics at home, and then of course they turn around and do the exact same thing last night. The two fans I wanted to highlight that I spoke to. One of the fans, I was in the barbershop, and of course I was talking with him, and he just said, we're going to be okay. The Atlanta Hawks are going to be okay. They're trying to figure things out. They're definitely trying to figure things out as far as rotation, which players come in, which players do very well off the bench, what other players are doing well starting. So he reassured me in that area. And then on top of that, the optimism that comes from Atlanta Hawks fans when they win. When the Atlanta Hawks win, when the Atlanta Hawks win, that is when everybody gets excited. This gentleman, of course, the last video I brought up the negative, and I brought up somebody that had something negative to say. So I brought up another person, and he said basically, y'all acting like I'm crazy that we can't be one of the top 6 teams. I mean, the way that they're playing, and then on top of that, they're going on the road and beating teams at home. Okay, they beat Boston at home. They just beat Cleveland at home. As a matter of fact, if you guys didn't remember, they beat, it was the Sacramento Kings at home. So these guys have the ability to do it. They can do it. And if the Atlanta Hawks can just stick to the program, if they can find a way to gel and get it together, they could possibly be a number 5, 6, 7, or 8 seed. Even Larry Nance had even said it at one point. They could possibly be one of those seeds. I want to go back to something that I had brought up in earlier shows, of course. This was something that Greg Schwartz said in regards to a trade proposal that he was trying to give. But I wanted to point out that the Hawks franchise looks like it has new life. And that's what I'm going off of. The Atlanta Hawks, I do believe that they do have new life. I do believe that the Atlanta Hawks are going to I believe that the Atlanta Hawks are going to be one of the teams in the end of the season. I do believe that the teams are going to, well, as a matter of fact, turning around, these guys have to play the Cleveland Cavaliers again on Friday here in Atlanta. Can they get it done? I think so. I do know that the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be gunning for the Atlanta Hawks. I heard that in the post game, Donovan Mitchell, he's definitely focused on the Atlanta Hawks and what he is going to do to them because of the embarrassing loss that they had at home. So again, to everybody, I apologize. I will think a little bit further before I react. I'll definitely do a lot more research in that regard because I was wrong. And then on top of that, to bring up the negative and not bring up the positive, would be crazy. So definitely the gentleman pointing out that they could be a top 6 team, a top 5 team. If they can keep this up and keep this type of game up and actually do that at home as well, they can do whatever they can do. And as a matter of fact, they can even find themselves back in the Eastern Conference Finals if they continue to do what they're doing. But for right now, we're hoping that these guys can find a way to Vegas. Beating the Cleveland Cavaliers here at home would be great. So hopefully the Atlanta Hawks can get a win in Vegas, beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, possibly win the. I'm looking all over the place, and I'll relax, but definitely we want to see if they can get a win on Friday. But with all that being said, have a happy Thanksgiving. You guys don't eat too much. Definitely, hopefully the Hawks don't eat too much. But definitely have a great time. Enjoy your family. Tell me what you're thankful for in the comments. We'll see you next time. Peace.